So chapter 11 has tons of secrets, and today we're going to be going through those secrets, talking about them, giving a bit of our predictions, and going over the chapter itself. And this video will contain spoilers, so if you have not finished or completed chapter 11, the outpost, I recommend doing so. But if you have not, again, this is going to show you guys the ending and talk about all the secrets revealed inside of this chapter. Also, if you are enjoying the Piggy content on the channel, if you could leave a like and share this video, it is much appreciated and shows your support for the channel. And if you also want to subscribe to stay up to date with the latest content, we upload videos every day, and yeah, we also do live streams too. And if you want to show your further support, you can always use star code BIGB2 when purchasing Robux. But with that being said, let's get into these dark, scary secrets in chapter 11. So let's start out on how chapter 11 actually starts. So chapter 11 starts with you, Zizzy, and Pony. You guys go to where the signal came from. Now, if you don't know if you remember the note in Mall where it says, "Don't trust the SI," I'm pretty sure that was the signal. And we'll work out why it's not the sisters, because that was a theory. Either it was going to be don't trust the sisters or don't trust the signal. So the signal was coming from Mr. P's helicopter. We arrive at this outpost, and again, the chapter was brilliant. I honestly have to say that every chapter I play, it is getting better and better. And this one had such a good ending. It honestly left me speechless. If you watch our gameplay where we had like a live reaction of the ending, we're just speechless. It's unbelievable. So it feels good to actually talk about it now with you all after getting my vocals back. But let's go ahead and get this started. So you arrive at this outpost and you have these soldiers to fight, you have the torture to fight, and there's a lot of secrets around the map, which we will go into the secrets first, and then we'll talk about the ending as well, because the ending revealed some and just raised a lot of questions in the end. So there's about 4 notes in here. So we're gonna look at the notes, talk about the notes, and we're also gonna talk about some other secrets. And there's also a character that also makes a return, as said, but not how we actually picture this character to come back. So this first note I want to talk to you about, which is under the bed. And this note says, which some of these notes are really hard to see, so I'm going to read them off what they say. And this says, "A statewide evacuation has begun. I've been assigned to stay here and defend this place for as long as I can, along with a few others. Hopefully, the promised backup comes soon." So this was in the orange building as well. And I also want to give a big shout out to Nick for also helping me out get these notes, and also just my Piggy crew in general, which we do some gameplay into. These guys are super helpful, and yeah, I just wanted to give a shout out to them. And yeah, so there we have it. There is a note right there, and that note there, I don't know exactly who this could be written by. At first I was thinking like maybe this was actually written by like one of the soldiers, because we have the soldier piggies actually infected, and this was also in the outpost. But I'm gonna bring all the secrets to your awareness, and then we're going to talk about some predictions in a later video where we'll have some really good chapter 12 predictions coming to the channel. So that was the first note that we see. And we also have another note, which this was by the helicopter, and this one says, "I looked for her in the forest. She's gone, just as Bunny is." Now, I don't know about you, but the thing I'm thinking about, and this was also written by Mr. P as well. Now, if we rewind back to the forest, we know Doggy was in the forest, and we also know that it was just us. It was Doggy, whoever Piggy was, and then yeah, us. That was completely it. So there was definitely a she there that is missing, and it says just as Bunny. So Bunny is also missing too, and all these notes will possibly play into what I want to talk to you about once we get to the ending of this, because the ending also reveals something very, very interesting about Mr. P. There's also another note that we see, which is in the red room, and this one says, "Everyone is turning. We need to evacuate now. It won't be safe here much longer." So I'm almost thinking like this is almost getting closer to where it all actually started. And this also seems like we're getting closer and closer to figuring out, you know, the root of all this. So this is just one step closer to getting to where this infection and everything that's going on now actually started. And there's also another note as well in the kitchen, and it says, "I don't understand. I've only made 7 potions. Why is everyone turning just like them? Mr. P." Now, that is very interesting, this line here, because there's a big theory, and this what also makes sense, is that TSP could stand for the 7 potions. So that's something there that to also think about. If you guys have some predictions and theories on that one, and maybe I'll elaborate a little bit more on it with TSP being the 7 potions. Maybe they're also taking advantage of this situation too, and the fact that, you know, Mr. P is writing like, why is everyone turning just like them? So who knows if there's a group called the 7 potions and they're actually causing this to happen. That will be very interesting, and I don't think I actually expect it anybody or any group to be called the 7 potions. No one really, I'm not saying no one thought of this. I bet if I go through my comments, I bet I may see the 7 potions. I'm sure someone out there figured that out. And before we get into more secrets, I do want to talk to you guys about the big secret here on the board that's been decrypted. You can actually go to a substitution solver, which I did online, and you type in this and it gives you exactly what this is. So you're pretty much ciphering this down. So I typed in everything on this board, and I'm going to talk to you guys about what this board actually says. So this is also kind of like how it was in the school where you had to cipher it down, but here you can also cipher it down as well, which we did. And this says, I was attacked by one of them, and now I am here, wondering, just like them. So this is just getting so interesting here, guys. There's just so much going on in this chapter, and there's so much to really think about and talk about. I mean, especially just the angles on everything. But again, I want to bring all the secrets to you, and I just want to see how you take these secrets as well, and then we'll discuss some predictions in the next videos. So there we have it. That board is actually ciphered down. So we have the notes that we saw. We also have the board in the end that is deciphered, which says, you know, I was attacked by one of them. I am now here wondering, just like them. So also aware that they are, you know, here just like them. And in this chapter, there was a return by a particular character. I would say one of our favorite characters in Piggy, Bunny. So Bunny is actually here. This is the second like secret, I would say, from someone of afar. So like the first secret that we had with someone from afar watching us was Mrs. P. And then now we see Bunny from afar as well. So Bunny was in the building and almost looked like a ghost in a way. So I don't know if something's happened to Bunny, but Bunny is actually in the tower looking at us, as you can see. And Bunny appears to be like a ghost. I don't know if this is just a shadow figure, but it appears that Bunny is potentially a ghost. And it's very scary to also think that maybe something has happened to Bunny and Doggy. Maybe they're dead, and we'll roll into why we also may think we might be dead as well in the end. So once we see those secrets, there's another secret as well of a board that says plans to deal with the upsurge. Again, this is all happening in the outpost, and again, we're getting closer and closer to finding out the source of everything. Now there's another note too, but I'm not sure if this is really related to the well, I guess it would be a little bit related to the story. I mean, it is Piggy involved and it's a secret, but there's a note now in chapter 10. If you go through the vault, so you can unlock the Polly skin, which we did a tutorial on how to unlock the Polly skin. If you did miss that, I will link it down below in the description. But you make it through the vault now, and it says, attention all Battlemail stations, there's an outbreak here, we need your help. So I figured I'd just add this in here because this was another note, but this is related to the jailbreak crossover. So not maybe much to do with the story, but we do know there is an outbreak here in general. So after finding out all these secrets and completing chapter 11, we get something really shocking in the end. Someone shows up that we do not expect, and this person is George. Now bear in mind, George is meant to be with the sisters, Zizzy sisters, Z and Zuzi. And we're about to go to check out and see where Mr. P is, and we're all ready to face and see what's going on, me, Zizzy, and Pony. And then George comes up out of nowhere. I actually thought George was going to be evil in this scene, and we're just like, George, aren't you supposed to be like with the sisters? Like the sisters are supposed to be watching you. And George says that, you know, George convinced him to play hide and seek. So they probably think George is not even here. And then we're also questioning George, like, why did you follow us? And George wants to see the person who hurt his family. And in this scene, there's a bunch of soldiers behind as well. And Pony realizes that, you know, George has attracted quite the crowd. So we also have to figure out how we're going to deal with George. So Zizzy suggests that we take George with us to Mr. P, and Zizzy and Pony stays back and fights off the soldiers. So we're gonna protect George, hopefully, and we go see Mr. P. And unfortunately, Zizzy and Pony are stuck here in the end, and yeah, things don't look that well. But if we actually go towards, we talk to Mr. P in the end, and it turns out that Mr. P thinks that we are dead and we're basically haunting him. So it's kind of, this was another reveal here that this was just very interesting. This was such an ending. It's really hard for me to put into words, but Mr. P realized that this is just a disaster, or he's a disaster. He tried to make things better, but ended up making it worse. And Mr. P looked nothing like we thought Mr. P actually looked. And we're like, we've come to stop your evil plans. And he's looking at us like, wait, you're dead. Like, you're not real. So it also makes you think like if you're in kind of like a simulation in Mr. P's mind. So there we have it. That is pretty much it for the secrets, ladies and gentlemen. So we were able to see Bunny in this. We had all the notes as well. Also some notes on the board too. We did see that Mr. P is completely different. So maybe Mr. P, maybe that's not even Mr. P, at least. Possibly TSP stands for the 7 potions, but we'll have to still think on that as well. We also decoded that note in the very end in that building where the tank blows up. So we know what that says as well, which we went over. And yeah, this is this is absolutely insane, actually. So I'm really looking forward to hearing your theories on chapter 12. What do you think is going to happen? I'm going to be working on some secrets for you guys, working on some predictions for you guys as well for chapter 12. So be on the lookout for it. But thank you all so much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, feel free to leave a like and share it. Also feel free to subscribe for more. And if you're new to the channel, and wow, I will see you all in the next video. Bye.